All right, almost 10 minutes gone past the hour of 4. You're still listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Kurubatibo, and this is Hard Facts. And yes, it's time for us to switch gears and look at another issue, still related to, by the way, the political drama in Rivers. And I think all through today on the show, we will be focusing on the political drama in Rivers State. My guest is being delayed by, the traffic situation. He's still trying to navigate his way to the studio, but while he's trying to navigate, you and I will start the conversation. And I want to look at things. I want us to look at things critically today. And I've decided to caption the topic Rivers APC, the 27 lawmakers, and the judgments from courts of coordinate jurisdiction. So it's no longer news. I mean, some of you already know the story. First there was the attempt to impeach. There was the fire at the assembly chamber. Then there was the first court process stopping the impeachment or asking the court to stop the impeachment. Then there was another one about the speakership. Remember that in the first place, there was the suspension of 4 lawmakers. And then while all of these things were happening, we started hearing political structure and maintain status quo. Those were the political lingua that became a part of Rivers State everyday language. Oh, courts say maintain status quo, right? And while we were trying to understand the language of the court, because it left a lot of us in some state of conundrum, we then went ahead to see another court case, another court paper. Is that what they call it? Or is it court order? Where it allowed the Martins Amewule 27, or should I say, and 26 orders. It allowed them to sit, and so we saw the police assist the Martins Amewule and 26 orders enter the chambers or the assembly complex to have plenary, right? And very, very wonderful story at the time, because a lot of people reacted. A lot of people say, oh, the police, why is Martin Samuel disobeying court orders? And then we saw the court order from Abuja Federal High Court. But while people were still reacting to that, what then happens to maintain status quo, we now saw another court order from a court here in Rivers State, by George who goes by the name Danagogo, who then gave the Honorable Edison Eye and others legislative powers to go about legislative duties. So there is that confusion. But you've heard from Falana today, right? You heard from him. I mean, he was on national TV yesterday. And he said the 27 lawmakers who defected were wrongly advised. Yeah, that's what he said. He said they were wrongly advised. And that for the fact that they switch sides, then it means that they have automatically resigned their positions as lawmakers. But that's not the first time you're getting to hear it. You heard it when Rita Wokucha said it. You heard it when Dr. C.J. Chinwo said it. You heard it when Eric Kines said it yesterday. So lawyers on the show this week have interpreted that to be a loss, except they can prove that there is division in the party. However, I think Dr. C.J. Chinwo went further to say that what the problem is will be getting the documents proven. I like evidence and everything, and I believe the court also likes evidence and everything, proving that these lawmakers have actually switched sides from the PDP to the APC. But while we're still looking at the matters that have happened, and to help us with a background to our conversation for today, let's take a listen to what Femi Falana had to say.
The leadership of the House, in which you have 4 members, again, as I've said, until that judgment is set aside, it remains the law. We're not talking of impeachment now, but listening to the address of the governor. Again, the venue where the address was delivered has also raised another legal issue. INEC will have to conduct elections to fill the vacancies so that the people of Rivers State can be well represented in the parliament. Whether you accept it or not, since the house was being demolished, since the house is going to be renovated, the House of Assembly complex, the governor has therefore decided to address the house. But whether he can do that in the state house is another matter entirely. The Supreme Court has made a point that you can only conduct the business of the house in the complex, in the House of Assembly complex. But the government has also said, we're not shutting down the business of the House of Assembly. We're providing an alternative venue pending when the renovation will be completed.
So you see, there are so many legal issues here, talking about the budget presentation before the Edison Ehiye Legislative Assembly that did not hold plenary on legislative grounds, but however, alternative grounds. I mean, it's really interesting, a conversation. But let's listen to one of the defected lawmakers, an Emmy Judge, talk about the defection.
Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution is clear. And if there's a division in my party, I can move to another party. And that is what we have done. Whatever those 4 people, the young man and 3 others, they don't have the legal power to do that. So we're not bothered about that at all. You can't put something on nothing. These are just people who have some funds to throw around. And so it's just a short-term drama that is playing out there. As it stands now, our House of Assembly is constitutionally constituted.
All right, so he says it is constitutionally constituted. How do I put it? It's an interesting drama playing out in Rivers State, right? Very interesting. But looking at all the explanations, one would also wonder that if this is a wrong step, like Falana has said, then why has the APC in Rivers State accepted, these 27 lawmakers? Why have they accepted them? Have they even accepted them? These are some of the issues that we want to look at. Have they accepted them? If accepting them would mean that they have lost your seat, of what value are these individuals to the APC in Rivers State? And then what does this put the APC in Rivers State as well, given that they were people who, of course, have been clamoring, have been calling on the president. They have said, we've worked for the party, we've been working for the party, we are the structure of the party, and it seems like we have been neglected by the party at the national, including the president. Does this not even worsen the situation that these lawmakers have not come in? Because from the look of things, if they are allowed to maintain their status as lawmakers, the rest of the people in the party who are not in power would be relegated to the back. So these are some of the things I want to understand. Why a federal high court in Abuja and a federal high court in Rivers State have given similar orders on similar issues relating to one political drama. I also want to understand, and I'm wondering how long. Maybe I should just reach out my guest on the phone so he and I could just deal with the matters. I'm trying to think on the go. But what do you think? Maybe I should get your thoughts. We could be talking, you and I, pending when my guest makes it into the studio. I'm just looking forward, front and back, and back and front, and just to check if he's here already. But what do I do? I'm just going to open the phone lines now so you and I can get talking, and while we're talking, maybe when it works in, we would talk for development. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Let's get your thoughts and let's talk. Maybe after the first commercial break, then my guest and I will start our conversation. So let's get your thoughts and let's talk for development. I've got Clinton, and Clinton is calling from Bori. Clinton, welcome.
Thank you very much, Kalada. The situation in Rivers State, for me, I think the court have played a role to deepen the crisis, because the law is not supposed to be ambiguous. An order was given that both factions should maintain status quo, pending when the matter is determined. But we saw Martins Amewule faction going ahead with plenary, and the police aiding them. They also saw another court order restraining the Martins Amewule faction, empowering Edison Ege's faction. So I think the court have played a role to deepen the crisis in Rivers State. Then, on the APC situation, Kalada, the national party, national arm of our party, is not being serious. Because before now, we had the situation in APC, we had the Amechi faction, we had the Mangu Service faction, and we had the newcomers, that's the weakest loyalists. So I thought that what the party could have done is to harmonize all these interests, to make a formidable party, an opposition that will take power from the PPDP in Rivers State.
All right.
But as what we are seeing now in Rivers State is a national taking side.
Okay, so the national is
they are
taking
not
sides.
taking side, repeating the same mistake that we're making in Rivers State. And I think Rivers APC is not being serious.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton. My guest is here. I've got J.C. Williams, Esquire, is a lawyer, and he's also a member of the APC. He's a stakeholder in the APC. I like to put it that way, but I mean, I don't know who's a stakeholder anymore in the APC, so I just put member of the APC. Welcome, J.C. Williams. It's good to have you. You came late. You should pay a fine. And lawyers pay fine when they go to court late.
Yes, but when there is cogent and verifiable reason why you came late,
okay,
the court will excuse you.
All right, so time is far gone. APC, 27 lawmakers now in the APC. The last time we were here, to the APC. What's your take on that? And how can you tell me, you know, I hear that there's still that legal struggle as to the leadership of the APC. How is the side that have been knocked out by the National Working Committee taking this defectors or defectors?
Well, thank you once again, Kalada.
All right.
Well, in putting it in perspective, a group of assembly members in Rivers State, 27 of them, if I'm not mistaken, woke up one morning and then gathered somewhere and say they are now dumping the party that brought them to power, which is the PDP, and they are now members of APC. Well, to that extent, they are members of APC.
Okay.
And why somebody like me will accept that they are members of APC because they shot themselves on the foot.
Okay.
The reason being that you don't join a political party on the radio or on TV. But because they have come up to say they are members of APC, the good thing now is that they are no longer members of PDP.
Okay.
And of course, you know the consequences of, you know.
I'm not a lawyer, that's why I called you.
Yes. The fact that they are no longer members of PDP is that they are not House of Assembly members anymore.
Before we get to that, right, I know that's part of the argument, national argument. Before we get to that, how does this movement affect the APC in Rivers State?
You know, political party wants people.
Okay.
But the thing about this APC in Rivers State as it were is that, one, remember that the caretaker committee that is in place now is being challenged in court.
You mentioned the last time you were here.
It's been challenged in court.
Okay.
So, in all of this, truth be told, even the national of APC, I don't know whether they are more interested in further destroying the party. Otherwise, elected executive has been there. And the power to dissolve executive of any state or any local government is not something that the National Working Committee can wake up one morning and do without the authority of the national the neck of the party.
Okay.
And that was not done. And then we woke up one morning and say you have appointed some persons, and even when a group of persons went to court, served you court processes not to go ahead and inaugurate them, knowing the implication of obeying court orders, you went ahead and inaugurated them, say they are caretaker member, when there is already a pending matter in court. So in all of that, I say, is it that there is something the national of APC is doing that we are yet to know? Because I don't see how their actions now will strengthen the party in the states.
Do you think this has anything to do with calculations as to who would or should be the governor, given the talk about impeachment, given the talk about the fight between the minister and the governor? Do you think maybe the National Working Committee is looking at taking control of Brick House?
You see, if that is their permutation, they have failed. It's dead on arrival.
As an APC person,
before I became APC person, I'm a Rivers person.
Okay.
Party that was UNCP. There was all NM and all those parties came. Okay. SDP and all that. We are still Rivers people. So my interest as I speak today is Rivers State must move forward. If that was the permutation of the APC national, to think that anybody will come and impeach if Governor Fubara is a dreamer. It will not work. Because let me tell you something. Rivers people, we are awake to our responsibilities now. Let me put it that way.
Now.
Because see, a situation where one person or group of persons will feel that a whole state like Rivers State, you will wake up one morning and want to be funny with all of us, and when you expect us to sit there and clap hands for you, Canada, nobody, and in fact God has even made it that they are not even the people who attempted to impeach the governor are no more honorable members.
All right.
So I don't know where
I said, we'll get to that and we'll look at it from the Constitution. But there's something I want you to clarify for me, and that's why I've invited you. One of the reasons I've invited you. Now, they say the reason why the National Working Committee has decided to go for a caretaker, rumors have it, is because the other faction of the APC were seemingly working in we're seemingly having some kind of alliance with the government of Rivers State. Now, when you say that Rivers people are now awake to their responsibility, you use the word now, awake, could this be related to these rumors of an alliance between the faction that have been booted out and the Rivers State government?
You see, Canada, I will reiterate, I am a Rivers man.
Okay.
Anything that will make Rivers State to progress, I support. Now, the issue of alignment and realignment is, I'm not talking about that as it starts now.
But you're an APC member, and that's why I'm asking.
Till tomorrow, I've not defected to PDP.
Okay.
You understand? If the National are doing anything with anybody, thinking that is the way they can take over Rivers State, it is not possible. It is not possible for today. The Rivers State of today is not, because we are no longer talking APC, PDP, Labour Party and all that. We are talking of Rivers State.
So there is the shaking of hands irrespective of the political party you belong to.
I don't know what I mean by shaking of hand. The interest of Rivers State is what I am after today.
Okay.
Governor Fubara must succeed so that after his tenure, another person will go. And let me tell you, let me put this on record. What is happening today should also be teaching Governor Fubara a lesson.
Okay.
For those politicians that feel that, Godfatherism must continue. Today, all of us are with Fubara. Why? Because we want Rivers State to succeed. Let him know that he will not be there forever. Not after 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be. He would want to reintroduce Godfatherism. To even the Governor Fubara himself, to know when your time is up, your time is up. Allow another person to come. Because if Governor Fubara tomorrow, when he's leaving office, he wants to start up another Godfatherism, the same way we are fighting now, we will fight him.
All right. So let's come to the legality of the defection. You said You need more people, so you've welcomed these people, and you're wondering why it's been done the way it has been done. You're wondering if the NWC of APC is trying to deepen the crisis in the APC. The next question I want to ask is the legality. 27 lawmakers defected. The law is clear that division is the only reason. If there's a division in the party that brought you to office, is the only reason you can leave a political party you were elected via the platform. What's your take on that? They are insisting that there is a political crisis in the PDP. Can you expatiate on that legally according to the Constitution?
Even if you are not a politician, like you say.
I'm not a politician.
Yes. You know what is happening in this state. It's so ridiculous that anybody, I'm not holding the brief of PDP, but because you have asked me, I'll answer. You see, for anybody to say the reason for his leaving PDP is that there is crisis in PDP, it's ridiculous. Don't forget that, is it last week or 2 weeks ago, the state chairman of PDP, Ambassador Desmond Akawo,
the former state
chairman, resigned because he got a national or a federal appointment. He resigned, and him came to say, I have handed over to the deputy chairman of the party in the state.
Okay.
And Aaron has been acting as the chairman of the PDP in Rivers State. There is no problem. Unfortunately, let me tell you, whoever that advised those 27 lawmakers to take the step they have taken, I don't think they got a proper legal advice. Because you cannot, where is the division in the party? Or how are you going to manufacture one in Rivers State that they claim Rivers State is PDP, PDP is Rivers State? No problem. So at what point did that problem start?
Let's take a listen now to this.
Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution is clear. And if there's a division in my party, I can move to another party. And that is what we have done. Whatever those 4 people, the young man and 3 others, they don't have the legal power to do that. So we're not bothered about that at all. You can't put something on nothing. These are just people who have some funds to throw around. And so it's just a short-term drama that is playing out there. As it stands now, our House of Assembly is constitutionally constituted.
Now let's go to your profession as a lawyer. Is Enemi George, the lawmaker now who just spoke, making sense? He has cited division. And if you say there is no division in the party, who's going to prove this? Who is going to initiate the vacation process? Also remember that we have just 4 lawmakers on the other side of the divide. Can they form a quorum? These are some of the questions people have been asking.
You see, with due respect to the young man that just spoke, you asked me if he made sense. He didn't make sense. Due respect to him. You see, unfortunately, in politics, especially when you're there getting 1 or 2 things and you just talk. Look, Canada, a court of competent jurisdiction have said whether they are 1 or 2, court said so.
What court is that?
The High Court of Rivers State.
Okay.
The Honorable Justice Danagogo have said Edison Ehi, Right Honorable Edison Ehi, is the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Okay. That's what that court order says.
It is a law.
All right.
Until that same order is set aside, it remains a law. And when people think they are smart, I have, among these 27, some of them are my friends, some of them are my classmates. I wish I talk with them. I would have advised them, look, don't do what you want to do.
Let me tell you. But you have not answered my question.
I'm coming.
Okay.
The fact, that's why I say they were smart, and unfortunately, it is not leading them to anywhere. If they had waited and not do that jamboree of they have left PDP, now what you're saying would have made a different sense altogether. But this one, you're asking me whether 4 persons can form the quorum or not. No. You are no longer a member of the House of Assembly.
But I'm talking about the division now.
Which division? That's what I'm talking about.
Wait now. I'm talking about the division in the party that was cited for their defection. Who's going to initiate a case against them and say, okay, these people have defected? given the fact that if you look at the series of events, like I said, the 4 people were first suspended. There is also the question of forming a quorum. You've now said Justice Danagogo has given them the judge Danagogo has given them, the right to go ahead and sit for plenary or call for plenary, and a year as speaker. But then, looking at all of these things, is it not INEC who is supposed to declare those seats vacant?
No.
These are some of the questions.
No. It's not INEC.
I'm asking you.
It's not INEC. Let me tell you first.
Yes.
The PDP National have made a statement.
True.
That there is no division in their party.
Okay.
So that settles that.
Okay.
And again, the speaker, as we speak today, the Rivers State House of Assembly has a speaker, well constituted according to the man who is constitutionally constituted. They are well constituted. You will not wait for INEC.
Okay.
The only thing INEC will do is that INEC in the next 3 months should conduct election based on the fact that the speaker of the House of Assembly have declared the seat of these 27 members
vacant.
Okay. That is a way to invite INEC. INEC, now you can now come. We have vacancy.
Okay. Now the next question I want to ask you is this. You said, a court here in Rivers State, a federal high court, correct me if I'm wrong?
No, state high court.
A state high court in Rivers State. Justice Danagogo gave certain orders, one of which is a year is recognized as speaker, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 can hold plenary, according to your interpretation.
That is the law
of the court
today.
But then there is a court of, is it competent now? Coordinate, right? Is it court of coordinate jurisdiction? I do not know. Because
court of equal jurisdiction.
Because that is now a federal high court, right, in Abuja, that had given the Martins Ameule led legislators, access to the hallowed chamber or whatever chamber was available at the time to hold plenary, recognizing Ameule as speaker. What would you say?
To the best of my knowledge, there is no other like that.
No, but we saw it. We reported it.
No, see,
I have a copy. If you want it, I can send it to you via WhatsApp. I'm listening.
Let me tell you, parties may be the same in different suits.
Okay.
Issues, canvas might be different. You understand?
I'm listening.
Even if anybody was before the Federal High Court Abuja, it's a different relief altogether.
Is it really a different? Now, yes. Justice J.K. Omotosho is the judge at the Federal High Court that gave the order. He said, upon this motion ex parte dated and filed on the 29th day of November 2023, the plaintiffs and applicants are praying for the following reliefs: an order of interim injunction restraining the 1st to 14 defendants by themselves or by their servants and or agents from taking over the performance of the functions of the Rivers State House of Assembly or in any manner howsoever assuming the role, functions or duties of the Rivers State House of Assembly pending the hearing of the motion or notice for interlocutory injunction filed simultaneously with the motion ex parte. 2. An order of interim injunction restraining the 1st to 14th defendants by themselves or by their servants, agents or privys from howsoever withholding the funds of Rivers State House of Assembly or deal in any manner howsoever. So it goes on to, it's similar. It's if I mean, for someone who is not a lawyer, I can even say it's the same.
It's clear. I know where you're going to. Let me tell you something. Do you know when an order is interim order?
Okay. Yeah.
The law says after 7 days it will abate. It will just fizzle out.
Okay.
Except it's extended. Assuming without conceding that what you read was what was before the Federal High Court, Abuja. That order was given. After 7 days, what happened? Was there an extension? The answer is no.
Interesting.
If there was no extension, that's why some people say, a ruling that was delivered in Rivers State 3 days ago. The next day, they went and did this. Of course, that's why his case. Do you want your opponent to wait until the 7 days elapse before he carries out what he wants to carry? He has gotten a ruling, so he will make use of that 7 days because he knows that after 7 days, it's the discretion of the court to either extend. So there is no
conflict.
There is no conflict.
So after 7 days, because this was done on the 29th of November.
Yes.
So after 7 days, that order expired.
Except the court, except you make an application being the plaintiff, to say, please, court, can you extend it for another 7 days? That's why, some people were asking, why is it that they just got, that go just gave a ruling. Immediately, the next day, they went and because they are aware that it will last for only 7 days. Do you understand?
So the court's order from Danago goes. No, let's what was that order?
It's
14th.
Today's that was given, I think, on the 11th.
So it has just been 3 days since the order.
Yes.
And it did not clash with the date of the previous order.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right.
That is why, you see, when you're doing something, especially when it has to do with law, you must seek the opinion of lawyers. Don't think that because you are in a member of House of Assembly, you know the law.
So as it stands now, you're saying that the 4 members can legislate for the entirety of Rivers State. Now, let's forget what the court has said. Let's go back to the Constitution. Is this constitutional? I understand there is a judgment, but as a lawyer who has read the Constitution, as a matter of fact, I hear that to pass the bar, you have to know the Constitution in and out. Now, someone who has studied the Constitution, is this constitutional?
Lord Dennis said, God forbid that I should know the law. But that I should know where to go and find the law when it be. So that you have been called to bar does not mean
I was just using
that you know constitution from A to Z.
Figure of speech.
Yes, I agree with you. So can you point out exactly in this ruling or what is happening where it contravenes?
No. I'm not talking about the ruling now. I'm talking
generally
about 4 members.
Yes. Tell me where that
for instance, there is the talk about the number of people that can, the minimum and the maximum
when quorum can be formed.
No, apart from quorum, forming an assembly, whether state or national, the minimum, and then I hear, is it 24 minimum?
It depends on the states and the constituency, number of constituency seats.
Then it also says to form a quorum, for whatever reason, 1/3, is required. Number 4 is not 1/3.
Let me please don't go far. See the beauty of this one.
Okay,
the beauty of this one,
is
that whether quorum, whether they are 1, they are 4, they are. The point is that they are the only assembly members in Rivers State.
I agree. I've not.
The other 27 are no longer members.
I have not argued that part. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to argue with you. But I'm saying, does it? Yes.
That confers legitimacy to it now.
We are saying they are legitimate. We're not denying. But can 4 seats for the entire? Now there's a place in the Constitution that allows the National Assembly to take over.
Yes.
Is this not one of those?
Let me tell you, thank God you went there. Do you know that some people can run faster than their schedule?
No, let's forget about the court order. Now,
you know that these same people here, these same 27 persons, had gone to Abuja High Court, Federal High Court Abuja, to say that the National Assembly should not interfere, should not take over, because they didn't know that this was going to happen.
So are you saying that's the reason why the National Assembly has not interfered?
Of course, because there's a court order restraining them from taking over. Otherwise, National Assembly would have come in.
Oh, so the National Assembly would have come in?
Yes.
If not for the court order.
For the court order. Which was also sought by these 27 and court granted them. Is it how they sought themselves? So after doing that, after asking National Assembly not to come, you boastfully took one small flag and say we have defected. We are now in APC. You have left now. You are not a member of House of Assembly anymore.
But are you not supposed to be happy that your party is now?
No, we don't need such persons. We don't need people that will come and cause more problems for us. And that's what they are doing now. You and I know that they have come here to cause trouble.
Don't drag me into your.
Well, I will not drag you. You are not a politician like you say. But everybody in Rivers State who wants to know that these people are not. Their reason for coming here is to cause more trouble.
Okay.
To cause more trouble for APC.
All right, let's open the phone lines because I feel like I've been educated. I do not know about you. I'm wondering what the person who earlier said that my show does not educate him would say now. But I do feel like I've been educated. Number one, we now know that there is the court order from Abuja that restrained the National Assembly from. Has the court given the order, or was it just an application?
It was an order.
Okay.
They sought for it. It was among these relief. This thing you read before, yes, it was part of it. That's why National Assembly is okay, because they thought they are majority, they can manipulate anything, and unfortunately it has backfired.
Okay, so you've heard it. You've also heard his say. He's an APC member, but he says he does not want the 27 lawmakers in his party because they have come to cause a crisis.
They are no longer, please correct that, they are no longer House of Assembly members. They are just ordinary men like you and you now.
I am a journalist. I'm not supposed to take sides.
Put it in perspective so that the general public will know that these people are no longer honorable members of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Okay.
They are not.
Okay.
Their seat has been declared vacant.
All right, let's go to the phone lines now. Let's get your thoughts on this one. I've got 15 minutes to the top of the hour. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. I've got J.C. Williams Esquire in the studio, and we have been talking about the political drama happening in Rivers State. I am Canada Korubatibu, and this is Hard Facts. All right, I've got Origi from Ogbogun. Origi, welcome. Tell me what's on your mind, please. Tell me.
Kalada.
Yes, welcome.
Our Nigerian lawyers are wonderful people.
I agree with you on that one. I agree.
Everybody is looking for where to what people will know. So be careful with Nigerian lawyers.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Joseph from Elime. Joseph, welcome. What is on your mind?
Mr. Canada, I want to ask a lawyer in the studio a question.
Okay.
Last month, November 23rd, an appeal court in Lagos gave a verdict on Rivers State election. And you and I are aware that the APC candidate vowed to reappeal that judgment. In a situation whereby he reappealed the judgment and it turns out in favor of the APC, you and I know what will happen.
What will happen?
That we have a man in Abuja that has power over court in the federal.
That's an allegation. That's
Actually, it's an allegation.
Roadside rumors. Yeah.
Yes, I'm alleging here that he has power to control court.
Okay.
What if the thing turns in favor? What will happen in government house?
Is that a question for me?
Yes, he's asking the lawyer.
What will happen in government house? I live in government house?
No, what will happen generally? Would you switch sides? You saying?
I have told you here, APC, PDP, Labour, SDP. Why I am interested in Rivers State moving forward. Whether Adetoyeko become governor tomorrow, is governor of Rivers State. Whether Sim continue to be governor, is governor of Rivers State. I am interested in Rivers State. The only thing I am against, emphatically, is that Rivers State is not the estate of one man.
All right, I will come back for more legal definitions or explanations, but let's listen to Eze Ken from Ubumini. Eze Ken, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, Eze Ken, welcome.
Kalada, I think yesterday I had one of your guests, a barrister also.
Yes, I've had so many barristers.
Clearing, I don't know if he was something of that nature. Clearing the air about this quorum of thing. Because he quoted one section letting us know that no matter the numbers of the members, that the section did not mention any figure that qualifies the quorum of any house member. That members are the only people.
Let me help you. He painted two scenarios. He said he wasn't sure if 1/3 was 1/3 of the entire members or 1/3 of the remaining members. That's what he said. But the constitution was not clear. The constitution only said 1/3. Is that what you're trying to say? So let's hear your thoughts then.
Okay, so what I'm saying in essence is this. As far as these remaining members are the people we are seeing in the River State House of Assembly, after others had left, abandoned their duty as a House of Assembly members. So let these four members act, whatever thing they want to act in that assembly, to make sure that our state will be all right.
All right.
And should be moved forward with the government.
All right. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you very much.
Ken, I've got to go. Kunle from Borokri, welcome. What is on your mind? Please tell me.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
First of all, thank you interviewed when I seen your
Yes, he's in the studio. He's in the studio.
He said something very germane to me, and that is the fact that he told Governor Fubara that, see, this fight is beyond just supporting you. So that even you that we are supporting now, if tomorrow you now want to behave the way the President SPC Minister is behaving, we will rise. That is a statement of somebody who means well. It's not about some of us just supporting Governor Fubara. We want the right thing to be done.
Okay.
And I love that man for that statement.
All right.
Number 2. For legislators, the issue is this. God forbid, we have seen where people joined a plane, and let's say maybe the legislators are on a plane and some of them died, and we have only 4. Should the state?
But that's what I've asked him. There is the place for the National Assembly. But that's when the Assembly comes into play. I'm wondering. But then he says there is a court order.
They have gone to look for whatever from the court against the National Assembly.
Okay.
And then number 3 for me, please. The issue is not about whether somebody will in Abuja have power to go to court and what. But what matters is that the voice of the people in Rivers State will suppress any form of nonsense from Abuja.
All right. Welcome on your mind. Yes, and down, my friend.
Yes, we are enjoying the drama.
I'm not enjoying it. I don't know you, but I'm not. I'm in Rivers State.
Okay.
And I want to.
I'm an Abian.
Okay.
I want to ask, the 27 lawmakers, is one of them, or even if I am correct, that maybe about 15 of them may be lawyers. Yes. And on that now, you know how it plays here in Nigeria. When the superior authority, which is in Abuja, which is APC, is likely to change the constitution that the guest they are saying or whatever, this is Nigeria for you. And if I may digress too, if they impeach Fubara, I think somebody from Upland and not so as a governor.
Anyways, let's not go into that. Let's come back to you, J.C. Williams. Barrister, I'm thinking. Now, looking at the political situation, could we have approached this differently? That's one I want to ask, one of the questions I want to ask. Secondly, what happens to, now that 4 people are legislating, what happens to the other state constituencies? And that's why I now asked the question earlier, is it constitutional? For instance, the budget were able to, no, I'm asking because you've just said 20, or even
that
28 plus
that is why you see dead. That the constituencies of these 27 members who are no longer House members today are not happy with them. You know why? Because they didn't consult the people that sent them there before they removed their people from the state assembly. So that deed haven't been done. The people, even me, the one representing me, to never came any day to consult us. Okay. Now, as I speak, state constituency, we don't have anybody. Okay. That is why the right honorable speaker is here, invoking the powers. Now have declared their seat vacant.
Okay.
They will now, let me tell you, assembly will now notify the INEC.
Let before we get into all of that, can the assembly sit outside the legislative complex?
You see, in the circumstances we find ourselves.
Yes, in the circumstances we find
where the assembly complex, let me tell you something.
You know they were at, according to the reports, at Government House when they were receiving the budget.
Yes.
And is that not illegal?
How?
I'm
is
asking.
It
I'm not.
No. Let me tell you something. The governor provided an alternative accommodation. Canada, the governor
at Government House.
Where will he have provided it in your house or my house? Do you have a house though?
So are there no other government buildings?
Is government house not government building? That is where it was at that material time most appropriate for that to happen. That's what, because a situation where you will not say, okay, go to a social place, and then the mob people will come and attack, and they will kill somebody. They say, oh, governor just did this so that people will die. That was the most convenient place for that at that material time. So I do not think that the governor of the state providing an alternative accommodation. The issue now is that he provided it in Government House.
I'm asking. Yes, because even Falana made that because it's
no. Falana said that is the issue.
That's what I'm saying. It made a
issue of law are determined in court.
Okay.
You understand? When we get to court, we'll know. That's why it's called Government House.
Okay.
Government House, Rivers State Assembly is part of government of Rivers State. The judiciary is part of government of Rivers State. So if the governor provided a place within the premises of the government house for the assembly to sit, I don't see anything wrong with it. That you are not contravening the law. Government, that's why they say government money is in government house. Everything that has to do with government is government house. Rivers House of Assembly is government house.
And so you don't see anything wrong with the demolition of the complex as well.
Galada, thank God. Thank you for reminding me this. Sometime in 2001, when the former governor, the FCT minister, was commissioning the assembly quarters, it's on record. He said that you see that this assembly complex is leaking that even when they are sitting
in 2012
2021.
Okay.
The governor then, who is the minister now, said it's leaking. And what was the reason he gave? He said because that complex was built by the assembly members. Instead of them to allow executive to build that they built and see what they have built, now they have come back to him to complain that it's leaking, that they should suffer it. So if the governor of the state, His Excellency Governor Fubara, have decided to demolish what his predecessor have even seen that is not good enough for assembly members, what wrong has he committed?
Do you think that the various arguments and debates have escalated or aggravated the situation when we should be dousing, we should be abating the situation?
That's why we're here. That's why you hear me every day say I'm for Rivers State. Rivers State have to move forward. Nobody should hold Rivers State to hostage. Nobody. This Rivers State is not the estate of somebody's property or somebody's father. It belongs to all of us. So everybody is equal in Rivers State. Funny thing, the fact that you have held position or you're holding position makes you a little bit higher. But that doesn't mean that you will destroy Rivers State and we should all sit down and clap hands for you. We will not do that.
I have so many contributions. Yes. Because of when you came in, it's been difficult getting the messages and the Facebook messages as well. But I'm going to say this before I leave, or before we leave. The question just skipped my head now. Let me see if I can remember. So the question is just talking about, let's see if I remember. Talking about the defectors, let's go back to the defectors quickly. We don't have time. They only made a public statement. We don't have a document to that effect. Can it be used in court? I'm asking.
Yes.
I'm not a lawyer.
Documentary evidence is there. Well, what is it? They were on TV. If you say it's not you, we will produce that. That is how lawyers get things. So electronically.
A document is not necessarily needed. Is that what you're saying?
To prove what?
To prove, because they could come out tomorrow and say they didn't defect. I'm just asking.
It is on the public. It's in the public domain. We are seeing it. It's on TV. We are there, so they can, even if they say we did not, we will ask them, who are those people there with flag shouting on your mandate we shall stand? Who are those people? Let them deny that they are not.
All right. Please, I'm not standing on anybody's mandate, and I have to let you go. But thank you very much, Barrister J.C. Williams, for coming in. I do appreciate your time and contribution.
Thank you so very much.
The news update is up next. Stay tuned. Hard Facts continues. We have another interesting conversation coming your way. I am Kalada Kurubatubo.